students, we have already seen the part first and second of chapter number 1 tissue. Today we are going to study part third of chapter number 1 tissue. So students, I have already told all of you that what is the tissue means. Tissue means the group of similar kinds of cell. So today what we are going to study is plant tissue. Okay, if we are talking about plant tissue, that means these are the tissue which are responsible for a plant body, or a plant body consists of which type of tissue. So at a broad spectrum, the whole tissue is divided into two types. The types of tissue found in plants is divided into two types. First one is meristematic tissue. Okay, the first one tissue is meristematic tissue. If we see the first one, meristematic tissue, how meristematic tissue is different from permanent tissue is that they are continuously dividing tissue. Means the meristematic tissues are those tissues which are continuously dividing itself, which means they are actively dividing into young cells. Okay, but if we see permanent tissue, the permanent tissue is not dividing themselves. Okay, so this permanent means these type of tissue, those who are not dividing themselves, their growth is now permanent tissue. So now students, what we will study in meristematic tissue is the type of meristematic tissues in plant. First one is apical meristematic tissue. Okay, second one is intercalary meristematic tissue, and third one is lateral meristematic tissue. Okay, so these are the type of meristematic tissue found in plant: apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue, and lateral meristematic tissue. Apical meristematic tissue are found at the tip of the plant, whether it is a tip of shoot, whether it is a tip of branches, whether it is a tip of root. So basically apical means students tip. So apical meristematic tissue always found at the tip of the plant. Okay, intercalary meristematic tissue. Intercalary means the tissue which are present in between the parts of the plant. For example, if this is the branch of the plant, okay, there is some structure which is known as node. See student, this is node of plant. Okay, so they are found at this area. Okay, so the structure which I am showing to all of you is the intercalary meristematic tissue. So they are found at this place. Now, where the lateral meristematic tissues are found? The third, lateral meristematic tissues are found at the lateral side of the plant. See, these are the lateral. Lateral means side. Okay, so if the lateral meristematic tissue will grow in number, the plant width will increases. Okay, so once again students, revise it. Apical meristematic tissues are found at the tip of the plant, whether it is the tip of shoot, whether it is tip of root, whether it is tip of branches. Intercalary meristematic tissues are found in between the nodes, or lateral meristematic tissues are found at the side of the plant. So just because they are necessary for the increasing the width of the plant. Okay. Now, permanent tissue. So students, if we talk about the permanent tissue, the first thing what I have told to all of you that these are the tissue which are non-divided. So basically they are generated from the meristematic. So now the growth of permanent tissue is fixed. They are divided into simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. If we talk about the simple permanent tissue, students, the simple function of protection. So they are known as protective permanent tissue, and the tissue which is present in between and the cortical region. See, this is the cortical region below the epidermis. So here what is present? Cork, and this is epidermis. Okay, students. So here the epidermis is located and here the cork is located. So they perform the function of protection. After that, the supporting one. If we talk about the supporting permanent tissue, there are three types of supporting permanent tissue. First one is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. I will describe you later because these three are related. Okay. Now, complex permanent tissue. If we talk about the complex permanent tissue, students, the complex permanent tissue is conducting tissue. Now, what is the meaning of conducting tissue, students? Conducting tissues are those tissues, they perform the function of conduction, which means they perform or they carry or they transport, they perform the function of transportation or conduction of something from one place to another place. So if we talk about the conducting tissue, we can see xylem and phloem. Okay, student. So in complex conducting permanent tissue, the types of tissue we are able to see xylem and phloem. So xylem also contains 4 parts, phloem also contains 4 parts. So students, for that you have to open your book and see everything at a broad spectrum, that what is parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem, phloem and their types. Students, on board I had already told to all of you that there are 3 types of simple permanent tissues were found. First one was protective tissue, second one was supportive tissue and supporting tissue, and third one was conducting tissue. When we talk about the protective tissue, I had also told to all of you on board that there was cork and epidermis. So what we have to study here on the screen is types of permanent tissue in supporting tissue, those who support plant. So first supporting tissue is parenchyma, which is showing on your screen. Okay, then collenchyma, and third one is sclerenchyma. See figure 1.7, students, which is showing on your screen. When you see the cells of parenchyma, so the intercellular space between the parenchyma cells is more, okay? But if you see the cells of collenchyma, students, the intercellular spaces is less than that of parenchyma. Firstly, you have to know what is intercellular space. The spaces between the cells. Okay, the spaces between the cells is known as intercellular space. But when you see the sclerenchyma cells, students, the third diagram, you see there is no cell wall, no cell space, means no intercellular space in between the cells. So what we conclude with this diagram, students? For this diagram, for the understanding of this diagram, I had shared the screen, students, to tell how the three are different from each other. See, the sclerenchyma are the more rigid one, okay? The collenchyma are less rigid than sclerenchyma, and the parenchyma are the more softer one. So if we talk about the parenchyma tissue, students, they are found in the softer region of the plant, okay, because the intercellular spaces is more, and if the intercellular spaces is more, the tissue will be more soft in nature, okay. The parenchyma cells are oval or polygonal in shape. They have thin cell wall and large vacuole, okay.
they are separated by intercellular spaces. Okay, some parenchyma cells contain chlorophyll also. They are called chlorenchyma. So if the parenchyma contain chlorophyll in it, they will be known as chlorenchyma. Okay, now what is collenchyma? See student, there is a difference between chlorenchyma and collenchyma. Chlorenchyma is the modification of parenchyma. When the parenchyma cells contain chlorophyll, they are known as chlorenchyma. Okay. Now, what is collenchyma? Collenchyma is form of parenchymatous but elongated cell. So they are elongated in nature. Their wall are thick. Their cell wall is thick at corners, but they are thick only at corners. So there are no intercellular spaces. The intercellular spaces of collenchyma is very less, like they are not even there. Collenchyma cells are found in leaves, and they are found in which part? They are found in leaves, stem and petioles. Petioles are the region or the part of the plant, students, which allow a leaf to get attached to the branch or stem. Now, function of collenchyma cells, that it provide mechanical support to leaf and stem. So they provide what? They provide mechanical support to the leaves and stem. Now, what is sclerenchyma, students? So sclerenchyma is formed of long dead fiber like cells. So basically the sclerenchymas are dead cells. Okay, it is having very thick cell wall. This is because it is present around the vascular bundle. Now what is vascular bundle, students? Xylem and phloem connectively called vascular bundle. So basically they perform which supporting function? They support xylem and phloem. Okay, now function of sclerenchyma provide mechanical strength and rigidity to the plant body. Just because they are so tough in their nature, so they mechanically support the plant body. Now, the thing which I had also left to draw on board is complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue were the conductive tissue. Now, conducting tissue. Now, the conducting tissue perform the function of conduction. So, here we have to study the types of tissue, they perform the function of conduction. So, if we talk about the conduction, we have to know there are two types of tissue which perform the function of conduction is xylem and phloem in the case of plant. Xylem is known for the conduction of water and phloem is known for the conduction of food. So in this diagram figure 1.8, see there are four types of xylem showing on your screen. First one is a xylem tracheate, second one is xylem vessel, third one is xylem fiber, and fourth one is xylem parenchyma. So all the four is helpful in the conduction of water, but the main conducting xylem part is the xylem vessels. Okay, now figure 1.9 tell cell types found in phloem tissue. Means there are four types of phloems also. See, first one is Siev's plate, phloem fibers, Siev's tube, and phloem parenchyma. So here also you can see, students, the Siev's tube mainly perform the function of conduction of food, students. So basically, students, whatever in this diagram is showing is the compact structure of phloem. Okay, in xylem also we had studied the fourth structure of xylem. Here also there are four structure in phloem, that is Siev's plate, phloem fibers, Siev's tube, and phloem parenchyma. And one more also, companion cells. The Siev's plate and Siev's tube both are in the same category or in same part, companion cells. Okay, students. So if we talk about the main function of conduction of food is performed by Siev's tube. Okay, students. Now in this lecture you had studied the types of plant tissue, okay, and their function. In our next video or in our next lecture, we will study about the animal tissue. Okay students, till then you have to revise whatever you had studied.